Yeah.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Peace.
What's going on, bro?
Cuz.
Let's shout with it, man.
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure to have y'all here tonight, man. You know, it's been a long time coming. This is Minds Behind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sir.
that's what's up, man. This is Minds Behind the Mic. You know, basically where we come together, we dissect lyrics. You know, we dissect bodies of literary works as they relate to mental health.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, mental health is one of the big challenges in our community. And I think it's important that everybody, gets in tune and really has the opportunity to address, what's on their mind. A lot of times we see people out, in passing and we say, "What's up?" And the response is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But is it really nothing? Or is
it?
it just that you don't feel like this person cares enough to even care what's on your mind? And so this platform, is created, for people such as y'all and, myself, where we can express ourselves. And it just so happened we have this thing in common called music, where we've been blessed with the gift to be able to, create dope lyrics and express to people. But sometimes we don't get to explain what we were going through when we were creating these bodies of work. And so this is the moment right here. This is the moment where we allow people to be able to look into our world and get to know us on a different level. Because I feel like if we really knew what was up with each other, we would know how to interact with each other a little bit better. And we would have a greater respect for one another as people. So I don't want to take up too much time. I'll just go ahead and go around the room. We got Delano. We got Just Archie. And we got D-State. And just to kick things off, Delano, just tell me a little bit of what's on your mind today.
Yo, another soldier that fell and left us. I want to say rest in peace to Michelle Shepard. The way niggas coming home from the pen and going right back again is proving that can't no jail help us. Just look at what we up against. Real niggas is overwhelmed with sucker shit. Watch them niggas you fucking with, cause when you shining like them suits that Puff was in, they gon' get on some other shit. They only love you when they in need. Selfish and motivated by greed. Want the benefits without the fee. Blame you for your failures and take the credit when you succeed. When I lost my brother that year, that's when I think I cried my last tears. Me and my stick man pitch grams just trying to get rich, man, like mad skills, man. This shit is past real.
Yeah, that's deep, man. That's deep.
Yeah.
Pitch ground just to get rich, man.
Pitch grams just to get rich, fam. Like, that's
like
crazy.
Skill, huh?
Archie,
Yeah.
what you feeling on today? What's on your mind?
I'm feeling grand. I mean, at the same time, very, very reflective, if you will. From the womb to the tomb, father's heart gotta wake up. Me and Mrs. Boone introducing Mr. Caleb. Lifetime experience, I had my mind made up. Cause 1 week earlier, we fighting like we caged up. See, this was baby mama drama and the baby ain't came what? My heart was ate up, but I ain't gave up. She called the cops on me like I ain't phased her. My wife is pregnant, officer, don't take her. I never put a hand on her, but we made up. Reconstructing the throne. Now tell her come back home and meet the neighbors. I can't explain it to you. Open your mind. I paint it for you.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. It's heavy. It's heavy. D-State.
You worth more dead than alive. No surprise, DOA, we dropping like flies. I gotta free myself from judgment. I detach when I despise. Been strip clubbing, drinking Henny, like it's helping me survive. Roller coaster through these years, just trying to enjoy the ride. I wonder would my pops be here if he ain't opened that door and died. Or if he had Kasaya with him, she wouldn't have made it to 5. Could have been at funeral, dark shades, concealing cries. But the devil lies. This type of favor money can't buy. I ain't gonna question why. I know my miscarriage is in the sky. When there's no enemy within, none can live on the outside. He kept the wrong company and got caught in the crossfire. I should probably be alone while I pedal this tight wire. Trying to ride you on handlebars might flatten my bike tires. Give me some time to learn to swim. So I'm tired.
Heavy on the brain.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't even put words. Sometimes you can't.
Peace,
you feel it.
It's
heavy on the brain. On the bike side.
How can I carry you? You know what I'm saying? When I'm trying to get somewhere.
Man,
see the signs, man.
Right to that.
It's a lot of emotions, man. A lot of feeling, man. Wow, man. D-State.
Yeah. I really rock with that. Flip Grams trying to get rich, man.
Yeah. You said a few things, man, that really jumped out there, man, that I feel like a lot of people could relate to. Especially in our community, man. You touched on how you had to free yourself from judgment. And you said, I'm in a strip club drinking Henny like it's helping me survive. Tell me a little bit about just the pressures of being judged on a day-to-day and how it kind of moves you to being in the, like, you go from just waking up, now you're in the strip club drinking, trying to normalize yourself when technically we're supposed to wake up normal.
I mean, I think it's just a thing of everybody, like you said, everybody going through something, and everybody need their coping mechanisms, you know what I'm saying, to help them get through whatever it is they're going through on a day-to-day. And, you got people looking at this person and say that, oh, my pain is more than this or that. But, I mean, you can't really say, because for one person, you grew up like this, and this is what you used to experiencing. But this person grew up like this. So you can't look at another person's pain and say their pain ain't, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know, and you don't know where it's going to push you to. That's why you got kids that grew up in certain environments that outside looking in, you might say, oh, he was raised and he was brought up on a good financial situation, but he popped pills. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, shit. Like I said, it's just a thing for me. And when I look at all those circumstances, it's like, you can't judge, because everybody got different circumstances, high, low. I mean, it's all subjective. You know what I'm saying? So, you never know where the fuck these predicaments might put you at. I ain't the cuss, but yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's understood. What do you? Could you relate, chime in? Like, have you ever experienced, like, judgment leading you to, some type of outlet, some type of substance, some type of, just, alcohol, anything like that, being in the strip club? Like, have you ever experienced, like, trying to escape from judgment?
First of all, I would love to go to a strip club, because I've never been to one.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out how am I gonna really, you know what I'm saying, feel this line that this brother talking about when I never been to what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But like I said, I would like to go to one. But anyway, yeah, I have, and with that whole judgment thing, stigma is the real MFer in the room. Stigma is everybody cup is just as plain as it want to be until you put a label on it. But our contents can be the same.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, I ain't been to the strip club, but I tell you what, I've tried to cope with many things, and it does not change my game or what I've been through, because yes, the substances that I used, that I misused, and that I abused, they were there available for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so what I thought I was running away from was the pain. But I was really, when I was finished with it, and I was in my better judgment, and not trying to judge myself, and not trying to be like myself that was actually using, I found out that, man, I probably would be better off using it, because now that I got my feelings back, others are judging me as if I haven't changed, and I know I changed.
Mm-hmm.
So the real pain was the stigma that was attached to me, and people wouldn't let my past go.
Mm.
Can't learn from yourself.
Yeah, like I definitely would love to expound a little bit on that, because that's what I was doing when I went in my phone. Like I was taking notes because I didn't want to lose the thought that I had when you was speaking. And it was more so like in the comparison thing where people look at the situation, they try to, well, yo, you going through this, but I went through this though. You know what I'm saying? When at the end of the day, like everybody's situation is real to them. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm in no position to judge the weight or how serious or the detriment that came from your situation no more than you are mine.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like, and I feel like, you know, however you look at it, God, the universe, energy, whatever, will distribute these situations in accordance to which you can stand. You understand what I'm saying? You may be able to withstand a little bit more in this area,
Right.
as opposed to where I ain't built for that. You feel me? So I'm, you know what I mean? I'm in no position, but I just wanted to build off of that thought. You know what I mean? But when it come to judgment, you know what I'm saying? I know we all deal with judgment. You know what I mean? We all deal with it. It's easy to, you know, kind of see the fault in somebody else, and kind of hard to see your own because you in the midst of yours. And I've always tried to be that person that kind of look at myself whenever I'm looking at somebody else, and I catch myself even feeling the slightest bit of judgmental. I ain't in no position to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Looking back at you.
Look at myself first. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I gotta, and then too, you never know what a person actually going through or what they dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so I try to stay mindful of that, man. You know what I mean? You know.
I can definitely see where you're coming from. It's a lot, like it's a lot to to deal with when you're trying to become something, and society and people are constantly trying to bombard you with who you used to be. They keep trying to introduce you to someone you've already been. Not somebody you've already met, but somebody you've already been. It's like,
or trying to make you into who they want you to be.
It's like, hey Archie, this is Archie. Like, I've been him before. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been that person. Or I know all about this person. It's like I didn't enjoy this, but I learned a lot from who this person was. If it wasn't for this person, it wouldn't be me. But just allow me to be who I'm trying to be now. Because it's better for me, and it's better for everybody. Because I know I was a toxic person. I know I didn't, make the best decisions. I know I was more attracted to unhealthy, unstable relationships. Like, I know this, but allow me to get past that. So I can definitely feel that. I was really feeling Born Day, man. While you in the hot seat, as they say.
That's crazy.
I was really feeling Born Day, man. It was a lot of questions that I had about Born Day. And one of the ones off the top was, you said we lost a lot of soldiers this year. Rest in peace to Michelle Shepard. Who was Michelle Shepard? Out of all the soldiers, because it seemed like it was a lot of soldiers you lost. Yeah. But Michelle Shepard, she just had to have a shout out.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's peace. So Michelle Shepard is actually, she's kind of like a big sister to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, to all of us, it was a group of us. So I kind of grew up And I grew up with my grandmother. My grandmother stayed out of Iowa, and then she moved to Parkview. Michelle Shepard is corn. Well, I got a homeboy named Bread. You know what I'm saying? And that's his older sister. So it was a bunch of us running around. Rico, my cousin Nato. They actually my cousin Nato friends, and I just hung with them. And we kind of grew this brotherhood. But she was like big sister. You know what I'm saying? But she passed from a heart attack. She was dealing with a whole lot. You know what I mean? A lot of health issues, stress, different things, and she had passed. You know what I mean? But at the time that I was creating and building, that was a heavy presence, you know, and it was on my mind. And she had just passed, you know what I mean? So I just started it off like a tribute, you know what I mean? And it was crazy because when I started composing Born Day, like putting it together, it was just me venting, you know what I'm saying? It was just me just sharing my thoughts, sharing my feelings. I was in the mountains, man. You know what I mean? I was.
What do you mean when you say you were in the mountains?
Yeah, I was incarcerated, so I spent almost 12 years incarcerated. You know what I mean? And I started off on a lower level, but of course, when you're in the system, you go through some things and some changes, and they had me on investigation, sent me to a higher level, and I found myself in my cell by myself. You know what I mean? We had the little TV rigged up so you could play the music through the TV. You could still watch TV, but you could play your music. And I had the track playing, you know what I mean, downloaded it. And I'm just sitting in my cell, I'm looking out the window. And just so many thoughts, so many different feelings. I'm just going through different changes and different chapters, you know what I mean? And it was just so much on me. And Born Day just came spilling out. And I called it Born Day because I actually, like, from me writing it, passing until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock that next morning, it was my birthday. I mean, I was born June 1st. That's why I ended like that. You know what I mean? Like, my mother's firstborn, and I'm born on the 1st. I was made to be number one. You know what I mean? Like, I was really born on June 1st. You know what I mean? My mom's firstborn. You know what I mean?
It'll line up.
Yeah, Michelle Shepard, man, was a big sister, man. Long live. Buff, man. That was her nickname. Big Buff, man. You know what I mean? Super cool. You know, super loving, man. Super caring, man. Real protective. You know what I mean? Gave the shirt off her back. You know? But yeah, man, Born Day came crazy. It's actually one of my favorite songs. And y'all can check that video out too, man. YouTube. It's streaming on all platforms. You know what I mean? So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's crazy because that's my favorite song. One of my favorite songs that I have out. One of my favorite singles that I have out right now. But it kind of got the least attention. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
I ain't sure, you know, what the state of music and how music is being made and the listeners and, you know, it's different. It is not what you usually hear.
Is it different for you?
Nah, it's just me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just me. I got my label, man. My label, I'm up and coming. I'm working on. I'm trying to put things together, but it's timeless.
Yeah.
And I spell it TYMLIS, Timeless Music Group. Like, that's the name of my label. But I spell it TYMLIS, telling y'all my life in songs. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, I feel like I make music that's true to me and authentic to me and what I've been through. You know what I mean? I try to share my experiences and share the things that I've been through so that some way, somehow, exactly what we're doing right now, you can learn from it. You can see, okay, if somebody is going through the same that I've been through, they can look at it and say, well, okay, I ain't the only one going through this. I ain't the only one been through this. Because I know there were times in my younger years where I felt like I was the only one with this problem. I felt alone in that world. Yeah. I was in my room by myself. You see what I'm saying? And I know I'm not the only one going through that. You know what I mean? So I share my experiences hoping that somebody can listen and say, okay, and resonate. You know what I mean? Like, and gain from that. You know what I mean?
I think that's really the major key right there, though, you know? Yeah. So many people think, you know, when they look at a black man, who's thinking about being or having been a black boy, when we have survived, we aren't surviving for ourselves.
Indeed.
We don't just survive so we can keep our lives because, hey, We know
Mm-hmm.
what we can do in order to get out of it. That's why when a black man dies or when a black boy dies, if somebody try to say it's suicide, I always bet it different. Because we go through too much and want to live too much to just take it off like that. Now back to my point is that we don't just live to survive, we survive to share. That's why I said it's a major key, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, you talk about 12 years. You do 12 years? And on that day, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. On that day, right before your birthday, it ain't lined up by accident. It lined up because you lined up. Perfect. You lined it up like that. You crossed over like that.
As a creator.
Because you were surviving that moment in order to share. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's different about anybody who thinks that this is just happening to be us because we're trying to be like somebody else because we didn't have a platform to do it. You know what I'm saying? Forget that for a second. You've been you the whole time. You know what I mean? Now the stuff is going slow enough for people to actually see. Because maybe they wasn't supposed to hear it. Maybe they were supposed to see it. And so now they can see it. You know what I'm saying? 12 years a slave. 12 years a convict. But now released. You know what I'm saying? And now you can speak your piece and say that.
That's right.
And can't nobody tell you anything different. You know what I'm saying?
And that kind of, you know, it's kind of like y'all relate in a sense because, like you said, you do 12 years. I can only imagine the amount of judgment that people have on you. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like how you say you escape from judgment. Definitely. Have you ever done 12 years?
No, sir.
Right. But yet you could be in you could have the same pressure from society, although.
And I actually stood in front of a judge.
Exactly.
That's judgment at its
judgment.
Yeah, that's
in every sense of the word.
Every sense of the word.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so
freedom on the line.
So what does that push you to do? Like, do you drink Henny? Like, you drink Henny. Did you drink a bottle of Henny? Like,
so it's wild that you say that because I had this thought and you just brought it back to me. In my song, In Born Day, I actually say my aunt still fought with the coke.
Yeah.
But I ain't judging her though.
Right.
Oh, you did say that too.
So even though you were judged, you still.
But I
ain't judging her for that. Won't judge her for that.
Realistically, we all use something to cope
with. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So, yo, I think, you know, when situations is put in front of us, man, like, depending on the individual and what it is that you gravitate towards.
There you go.
To escape. Some people watch TV. Some people shop. Some people get high. Some people drink. Some people eat. You understand what I'm saying? It varies depending on the individual. You know what I mean? So, yo, to ask that question, you probably get 50,000, however many different answers you're gonna get, depending on who you asking. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, judgment, you know what I mean, and just dealing with anything in life, you know what I mean? It just depends on who you asking and, you know, how it affect them. Some people rise to that and deal with it different. Some people shun to that and hide in a corner and, you know, people just deal with things differently, you know what I mean? So, and that's what keep me humble and understanding that, yo, I'm no better, I'm no greater, I'm no less than though. At the same time, I'm just me. This is who God created me to be. This is what I bring to the table. This is my experiences, and this is how things affect me and how I deal with it. It don't make me no less of a man. It don't make me no better of a man. You see what I'm saying? This is just how, you know, I react to certain situations. You know?
Understood.
Newsflash, blacks still killing blacks, nigga, newsflash. Cops still killing blacks, nigga, newsflash. The dollar down like these niggas on the news, man. Niggas quick to say what's up with nothing new, man. What's up?
Shit, same old. What's good with you?
Not much.